Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a popular character review. Well, not the one we decided on last week, because it wouldn't really be ready in time. It's time for a real person again, though, sort of. It's a stage persona portrayed by a real person. The Demon from the band Kiss. And we're going to assume Gene Simmons is under there somewhere. Craig, why are you on that side today? Whatever. I don't know much about creating an entertaining persona, but we'll wing it. We'll see what it's about. I'm sure we can come up with something interesting to talk about. Roll the intro. Rock stars tend to be some of our more popular videos on this channel because they're sort of undervalued on the internet compared to games, movies and anime. Real people make good stories, especially this guy over here, the Demon. Gene Simmons. So let's give a little bit of context for those who aren't too familiar with him and aren't too familiar with the band Kiss. Then we'll take a quick look at the pop and see what happens from there. So, Gene Simmons is 70 years old, born back in 1949 in Israel. That's 1 year after their independence, interestingly enough. And his original name is Chaim Witz. When he was 8, his family moved to the USA, well, his mom with him anyway. Would have been an interesting early childhood. He lived in New York and got done with his schooling. He picked up the stage name Gene Simmons and then wandered around through his early 20s, trying on a few bands, editing magazines, and sometimes even selling used comic books. As usual, Wikipedia knows this, so we don't dig too deeply into his history. Kiss had their first album released in 1974, and it came with many concerts and the mad makeup that they're famous for. This one, the Demon apparently, partially inspired by a Marvel superhero, the Black Bolt. For those who like to watch superheroes, it's the guy who doesn't talk in Inhumans. No, Craig, don't get any ideas. You're not a superhero. We should really do a Marvel review. It's also a really bad series, but there is one good thing about it. There is a giant bulldog in there. Let's not get too distracted and rather have a look at the figurine. So, this box is covered in flames, like that, yeah. And Kiss is famous for being called a satanic band. They didn't shy away from it, embracing the free PR and enjoying the returns of rebellious teens, thinking they were cool for listening to all of the Kiss music at the time. Even the inside of the box behind the pop is a flaming background. Might need to do a close-up of that one, Craig. There are 3 others in the set which make up the full band of 4, the Demon being one of the vocalists and the bassist. So, shall we open it up, Craig? I think so. Go ahead. I'll give you a moment. This one does have a stand because he has a whole lot of hair, which makes him really top heavy. And his platform heels are probably not ideal for standing. He can barely stay upright without it. It is a busy pop, lots of detail to look at. His face is all white with demon makeup, and he has an unusually long tongue to add to his unique identity. It's kind of scary. The real Gene Simmons tongue is actually similar to that one, and in his left hand is a bass guitar, while in his right is a flaming something, in keeping with his persona, of course. Remember the Marvel reference? You can see his leather-studded bat-like wings that he was talking about when he referenced the Marvel character, and a massive set of platform boots, as he mentioned already. Around the back you can appreciate the extent of his hair and see the wings and more of his studded vest more clearly. I can see Craig's... he's definitely scheming something over there. But don't worry, he's too lazy to actually find and wear an outfit like that. So we're okay. This pop has a couple of minor paint issues, mostly around his hand and the guitar strings. It's forgivable, as it's pretty hard to see, and this is an extremely detailed pop. It's also one of the heavier standard size ones I've got. So, shall we continue? Yes. Thank you, Craig. We know what your rating is. I wouldn't mind getting the rest of the set. They're all pretty cool. But Gene Simmons is the heart of this band, so we decided to do this one specifically. It is effectively his band. The name Kiss comes from his mom's maiden name, which is of course Klein. Yes. Klein means small in German, translated to Hungarian, which is his mom's native country, is Kiss. It doesn't stand for Knights in Satan's Service, but if that's what you prefer, whatever floats your boat. I'm sure they don't mind that one either. Speaking of all the languages he speaks, all of them. English, German, Hungarian, Hebrew, and even a bit of Japanese. But let's be a little careful of deciding to idolize this guy. As a character, the demon is great. The kind of entertainment that blends well with the sound and gives us all something to watch while he's on stage. Much better than some guy sitting on a stool on stage wearing jeans and doing unspeakable things to a microphone. Maybe we'll grab one of these pops to look at in future. I'm talking about the unspeakable microphone people. Gene Simmons himself is quite a controversial character, as rock stars tend to be. He's a good guy, he does a lot of good work for charity, but he claims to have slept with 5,000 women and has Polaroids of every single encounter. Also, he has a wife and 2 kids. Also, he's been banned from Fox News for life for appearing unannounced and telling jokes or something like that. Yeah, quite controversial. Most controversial of all is how him and many other rock stars out of the 70s and 80s actually survived until now, including the demon over here. That era was crazy, and it's amazing that they didn't just survive. Kiss have continued making music through the 90s and the noughties, and the last album they released was in 2012. That was their 20th album. Gene thinks that the internet actually killed rock after that. We can forgive him for not understanding what the internet is about. It's kind of a weird place, as you can see. Next time, we'll be bringing you something wild, because we're filming on location in the African wilderness. So no special effects in the background, but something special regardless. If you want to see more rock stars, subscribe and hit that notification button so you don't miss out. And also don't forget to comment in the video and tell me what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. I'm giving Craig full control of the comment section for the next week, so I think that's a horrible idea, but we're going to see what happens. Goodbye. So one of the drawbacks of this new setup is that I have to wear pants. But it's alright, because I can do this.